Yes, sir.
Received an email from Bill Nelson this morning.
Yeah.
He wants a congressional investigation into oil speculators. Not the government regulations that's killing the oil industry, but the speculators. If I'm not mistaken, the last 3 congressional investigations of speculators have proven that that's not going to drive up the cost. So what's the purpose of it for? It's supply and demand in every case.
Well, but the people can speculate at a very low amount of money.
Right.
They leverage it out. And so I think all of us realize gasoline's going up. I think my wife said she paid over $4 on a pound for premium. And I pay over $4 up in Alexandria where I live. So these people are speculating, putting up X amount and getting a leverage of 10 times that amount. So that's one thing you could change, is to make the leverage, they got to put up more money. And that would discourage a lot of this speculation. But this is a free market, and this is the way it works. But your question is, do we need another investigation problem?
Well, to Stephen Chu's credit, 3 years ago, he said that we needed to find a way to make green energy more attractive.
Yeah.
So through the regulations of the Obama administration on the oil industry, we've done that. So he was successful there. This, of course, it's hurting the entire economy and every consumer.
Yeah, but to make the gasoline would have to go to $8.50 a gallon. I think he told me. I asked. If you go on my webpage, you'll see me talking to him and questioning.
Yes, I do.
And he said $8.50 a gallon is where he'd like to see gasoline go, so that everybody understands you've got to go to green energy. And I, of course, jumped on that. I said, you know, we don't want to go to $8.50 a gallon because that means the restaurants are always pay more, all the transportation costs, all the clothes, everything has to go up. And we're not going to get a salary increase to reflect that. All right, who has not asked a question? Who would like to ask a question? Okay.
The government has faced many problems for the long term. Immigration is one, stealing out of Social Security is another.
Right.
Earmarks, money, millions wasted on earmarks. Now we face a national debt that is beyond comprehension. And I started giving to an organization or two that advocated controlling immigration back in the 1980s.
Wow.
And I'm still giving to it. Nothing's happened.
What's
Nothing's
the name?
happened
What's
with
the name?
earmarks.
What's the name of the organization?
There's several of them. One of them is Conservative Caucus now. But how are we supposed to have faith in the government ever getting this country back on its feet? With the debt that we have, and these long-term programs have never been cured. 30, 40 years they don't get cured. We've had the Energy Commission or Bureau since 1970.
I'm here to give you hope.
I don't have anything more.
Help is all there.
I hope it's not going to die before I have to face these lousy government.
Now, I'm not being partisan, but I was, when we took the majority in the House under Gingrich in '95, we came up with 52 new members of Congress, and we had a contract with America, and all that contract with America put on the floor within 90 days. And ultimately, we got welfare reform passed. Now, whether you're Democrat or Republican, Clinton vetoed welfare reform, finally the 3rd time passed it, and it made a difference. Plus, he signed a balanced budget amendment, and he got surplus. He's taking credit. I think he can take credit, but I think also the Republican majority in the House are the ones that instituted it. You're going to need that kind of climactic change in Congress. The American people, I have to say, okay, Republicans put up or shut up. Okay, are you going to do what you say you do? Okay, we give you a majority in the Senate. We're 4 seats away from getting a majority in the Senate. If we have a majority in the Senate and the House, then even if President Obama gets elected, we can stop a lot of what he's doing. But the ideal thing is to say to get a Republican in all 3 branches, or if you want, get a Democrat in all 3, and just tell them to put up or shut up. If they don't do it for 2 years, get them all out and put a new in. Because I've seen from the contract with America that we can actually change and we can balance the budget and have surplus. It is not hard. If you take any one of the bills I sponsor here for balancing your budget, cut cap and trade, or the 1% across the board, free spending, I mean, any one of those things would be better than we got in this budget, this ceiling increase with the super committee did nothing. I mean, think of that. 6 senators and 6 6 members of Congress sat for hours and hours and couldn't come up with one thing to cut out of a $3.8 trillion budget. It is in my pot. But I mean, it's almost if you're a citizen, you want to go up there and yank them. I mean, because how in the world could they not come up with something? I mean, I could come across Department of Energy. I mean, if you like the Department of Energy, fine, but you certainly can cut them in half, you know, and I tell you, it is frustrating. It is frustrating. Yeah. Listen, I've been here about the hour. Is anybody who has not asked a question? Anybody asked a, yes, sir. Go ahead, stand up.
Hi, I want to ask about birth control.
Yeah.
I don't understand why the Republican Party continues to make birth control and women's health a partisan issue. Why is this a partisan issue when Health and Human Sciences, or HHS, knows that birth control should be covered, and it's very popular, it's told popularly that covering birth control in insurance is a very politically popular thing. But you and the Republican Party continue to not do this. Women, on a majority, use birth control throughout their life, but it's an expensive thing. And I don't understand why you don't support this. Why don't you support women's health?
Well,
don't you have women constituents?
Did you hear when we talked about this earlier? Were you here earlier?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember when I talked
But you didn't answer the question. Why is this? Why do you make a personal right something that you can apply to institutions? Why does an institution get?
Why don't you pay for it like I had to do?
I had to pay for mine. I had to pay for mine.
But this is the thing. This is new.
You don't have to pay.
It's covered in insurance.
It's not.
I don't understand. $600 a year, and you're saying that's not a good idea.
But I've got a lady who'd like to answer you.
Sure.
Let her answer, then I'll chime in.
Women's health, pregnancy, abortion, change of life is not a disease. It is not a friggin' disease. It's a path through our lives. I am 71 years old. No one ever gave me a dime, nor would I have ever asked for somebody to help me with pregnancies, other than insurance, of course.
Well, that's what it is.
The government doesn't have to support women that want birth control pills. If they want them, they're available in every drugstore in the United States. Planned Parenthood gives them free.
No.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
I'm sorry.
I'm an
My
intern.
daughter
I
went
was
there
working
and
at
they
Planned
gave
I
it to
tell you,
her.
in Washington, D.C.
It's still not a disease. The government has no business giving
You cover Viagra.
anything.
Yeah, they cover Viagra.
The insurance company covers Viagra.
Bring out the gas so we can clear the gas. Yeah, let me just tell you, in Washington, D.C., they gave out free birth control to 6th graders. They passed a law to do that. Now, but let me tell you, what you're missing the point is, if you're a religious organization, you're a college, like the Catholic University, the Catholic Church has affiliates, and universities, the Catholic University of Washington, and schools and charities, the administration is mandating that they pay for these things, and it's against their faith. You don't want to say in this country that the government tells the faith how to reimburse people that's against their faith.
But faith is on the individual level.
What?
You are denying someone.
All right, we're going to let one more person speak, and then we're going to make sure we don't get it. Go ahead.
Okay, as a mother of 2 boys, I know for a fact, I educated my boys how to do it and where to go. It's not a woman's choice for birth control only, it's a man's choice also, and it also improves safe sex. Condoms are free at your county health department. I'm sorry, gentlemen, you don't like it. It's not the best form of entertainment that you like, but it's free and it works. It has for years, and it protects you in the future when you change girlfriends.
All right, let me...
The woman can't rely on the guy to do it, though.
Audience that as you get older, you have children and family, then you have grandchildren, there's a certain wisdom that comes to you. You might not see it, but it becomes more apparent. So I think the 2 gentlemen have done it. Let me just conclude, because I could go on here for a very controversial issue. You are to be commended for coming here. Okay, than 600 town meeting record. Very few senators do it, none do it, I know. Very few members of Congress do it, some of them do. But the point is that you took the time, I want to commend you, there's 5 million people that want to come into this country illegally.